Hello everybody, this is Professor Bushra Ansari, and in this section we are going to talk about international training and development. In the whole thing that we have been talking about, that was recruitment and compensation, how do we understand who's the best fit? How do we realize that if I have picked you up for the job, will you be able to survive over there? What if I give you the best package, but then you're not able to survive? You want your family members, you feel nostalgic, you feel homesickness, you want to come back home, you want to be in your family members and friends, and then you want to run away from there. And then one fine day, when you are not able to take all these things, you actually resign and come back. Who will be at loss? It will be the company. So the company tries to use all the efforts before actually sending you as an employee to a foreign country, and that's where we have the role of training and development. Now, in your semester 4, you have already discussed about training and development in depth as a subject. So we talk about training, that's nothing but learning the technical skills, and development is enhancement of your employee or enhancement of an individual from all the perspectives so that he becomes the best of the employee for the organization. So here, when I add a word international to it, I try to train my employees in terms of understanding what all things they are going to go and face over there. At the same time, what all things they should be knowing or having in their personality so that they become quite like a suitable employee or a suitable person going and working over there. So if I want them to get adjusted to the culture. Now, if we take a certain example, say let's talk about Japan. Now we all know, like in Japan, it's like more of giving respect. Now, when you talk about these cultures, when you talk about how these cultures are working, bowing down like this in Japan, it's like, we all know it's about respect. But here in India, we actually bend down completely and touch the feet. That way we show the respect. But we cannot do that, so we have, say, adopted the Western culture of shaking hands, right? This is the cultural difference. This is where every country varies. You talk about the food habits. So when you talk about France, they would prefer having omelette and then the black coffee or something like that. Here in India, we die to have poha, shira, upma, idli, vada and paratha for that sake. So this way, your whole country to country, your things are going to vary. Your way of living is going to vary. So how do you deal with this? How do you understand if it is going to be suitable for you or not? That's where we talk about the global perspective in training and development. So you try and decide. If you see the whole flow on the image on the slide, we realize we are talking about these international assignments, these international projects, and then the whole thing gets divided into, say, pre-departure, and then the actual time when you are there, and then the coming back. We'll see this in the next slide. But before that, let's understand the concept of cross-culture training. Now, why do we say cross? Now, a very simple thing. I have this finger, I have this finger. I'm crossing it like this. What has happened? I have two things coming in intersection with each other, just like this. Same way, I have Indian culture, I have American culture. One point or the other, your personality is going to have both the things, and that's where you end up listening to your relatives and friends. Arey, US जाके बदल गया, Canada जाके बदल गई, बहुत modern हो गई, and something like this. So what do? How do you actually realize and how do you understand if this is how you should be behaving? And that's where the company provides cross-culture training. So before you go, you are being informed, you are being trained about certain things, how you need to behave over there, how you need to. Now let me tell you one example. Now in Americans, now let's forget about India for a second. Americans and say Koreans or Japanese, the people belonging to that part, okay? Now what happens is, in America or in the US continent, we have this culture of self-service. That's the same thing we can see in McDonald's and KFC being the US joints. It's like more of self-service. Now imagine there are two Japanese people and one American person sitting at a table, and like they are the guest. So what do the American do, she will pick up the tea or whatever it is, she'll pour it for her own self, and then she'll take it for her own self, and then she'll ask the guest, would you like to have it? And the guest would say, oh yes, sure. And there she'll hand over the kettle to them and she'll say, please help yourself. This is a big offense when it comes to the Japanese people, because they believe in serving to the guest first, giving it to them and then taking it for themselves. So this is again a problem. Language barrier, another problem. So this way, your cross-culture training, the company, before you go, the simple thing in terms of cross-culture training is the company will teach you how you should be living over there, how you should be behaving over there, how you should be actually treating the people out there, so that you get adjusted soon and then you don't have that left out feeling for your own self. So we talk about cross-cultural training, and it has got a lot of importance. Company will make sure that they are giving you such kind of training before you move to another country, because we don't know, the project can be of 3 months, 3 years, or maybe how long. So you need to be there. You cannot work there as just a guest, Gary, I have to go back. It doesn't work like this. So your cross-cultural training, it has got the technique, as you can see on the slide. We are talking about pre-departure training. That's where we talk about the trainings which are supposed to be given to my employee before they leave. So they should be learning some languages wherever they are going. They should be knowing the native language. They should be knowing what the eating pattern is, what is the temperature or climatic conditions. So accordingly, the individual gets used to that system before they move. So if I'm sending you to, say, Iceland, obviously I cannot give you only, say, normal clothes. I need to give you some woolen clothes, or some jackets out there for safeguarding yourself. Simple thing. In Canada, when you are talking about the temperature condition, there itself, like, people use air conditioner as a heater. So imagine the temperature outside is -20, -30 degree, and your AC is running at 0 degree. So it is still warmer as compared to the freezing cold outside. That's where people do use AC, but then it's for, say, keeping the temperature at a maintainable or sustainable level. That's the difference. And here we talk about keeping it at 22 and 18, and we are freezing with cold. This is the difference. So all these things you should be learning before you move. And then there is this during the stay, you need to understand what all things during your assignment, what all things you need to learn. How you should be punctual, how you should be following the norms of the way the company works, how you should be mingling with your colleagues. You cannot just stay away every time that, okay, I'm not going to mingle with anybody. That's how you talk about assignment. And there comes another terminology, repatriation. Repatriation is nothing but coming back to your home country, coming back to where you belong. Now imagine you are here in India, being born and brought up over here. I am sending you to US. 5 years you have been in US. Now you are a grown-up individual, all settled in the US lifestyle, and then you come back over here. Suddenly you find that there's a lot of traffic, there's no automation. It's like it's a developing country, so lot many things you need to adjust. Remember the movie Swadesh? Exactly the same way. The person out there, he has got so many, Shah Rukh Khan has got so much of facilities over there in US, but when he comes back to his own village, he realizes that here even the basic necessity is a problem in the rural area. So when you come back, you are repatriate, you are coming back to your own homeland. Again there's a culture shock, again there is a difference. Your friends, your families, everyone has already moved ahead, being here itself. But then when you come back over here, you need to pick up your pieces and start again. That's the thing about repatriation. So I need to groom my employee well before going, that you need to look into these aspects also when you come back, when you're going to reach back your home country. That was the techniques. And the last thing, because of this, we do face, or the individual faces a lot of issues. If the training is not provided correctly, we end up thinking, or we end up saying that the employee is either not prepared, either he is not satisfied with the work, because everything is going to get an hamper on the work that the employee is doing. So ultimately he feels he is not able to do the work correctly. This will have an impact on your international performance management, which we will see in the next video probably. So we talk about, say, these issues which are creating a problem in the employee's mind internally and psychologically, which is seen in his work performance, and at the end of the day he is termed as an underrater. So to avoid this, the company tries that they are giving all sort of training. Remember the whole concept of cross-cultural training and the culture shock. If you relate these two things, your topic of international training and development will be done in a blink. So that was all about international training and development, and in the next videos we will check on about the other functions of global HRM of your unit 2. Thank you for watching.